Hey, my fellow nerds, geeks, and or comic book lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is NeuroSpider369, and today we'll be taking a look at my top 5 costumes for none other than the master of mind-bogglers himself, the Riddler.
Ooh, did someone say Riddler?
Oh, hell no. Not this shit again. Look, just because you're a massive Riddler fan does not mean you get to cut in on my videos whenever I mention his name. And I know I let this slide last time when you did this because you helped me with the comic review, but there's no reason for you to be in this video, okay? So why don't you do me a favor and get the hell out of here? I'm sorry about that. Every fucking time with this guy. Where was I? Oh, right. The list. Oh yeah, and of course this list is of my own personal opinion, so feel free to put your list down in the comments. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Number 5, the classic retro costume. I'm of course talking about the old spandex bodysuit Riddler was most known for wearing throughout the Golden, Silver, and Bronze Age of Batman comics. While this isn't my preferred look for the character, it is the one I was first introduced to back when I was about 6 or 7 years old, so it is kinda nostalgic for me. Plus, I am somewhat of a sucker for classic retro designs, and I don't think you can get any more retro than this. But regardless, I do still like it, even if it does come off as being incredibly campy. Number 4, the Tim Sale costume. For those of you who might not have known, Tim Sale is my all-time favorite Batman artist, which inevitably earns this entry a spot on my list. So here we see him donning his more notable bowler hat and suit jacket combo, but instead of it being green and purple like usual, it's mostly just different shades of green. I'm honestly fine with that though, as green is my favorite color. If Sale had given Eddie a regular tie instead of a bow tie, then this probably would have been a near perfect design and placed much higher up on here. Number 3, the 66 costume. So in this show, Riddler actually sported 2 completely different outfits, the one on the left resembling his Golden Age design, albeit without so many question marks, while the one on the right resembles what would become his more modern design in comics and other forms of media. Now, despite the fact that I like the latter much more than the former, I actually think that both of these designs work pretty well for this version of Riddler. If you've ever seen Mr. Rogues' video where he reviewed the very first episode, I'll leave a link in the description, he briefly stated how it almost seemed like Eddie displayed 2 separate personalities, one of which was a cackling lunatic, and the other a cold and serious psychopath. Personally, I believe you could use this concept as an explanation for whenever he switches between the spandex and the suit, the Golden Age design representing his psychotic and energetic personality, while the Modern Age design represents his more calm and level-headed personality. Although I could just be overthinking it. I'll let you guys decide that amongst yourselves in the comments. Number 2, the Harley Quinn animated series costume. Oh god, why in the name of doom am I mentioning this show on my list? Let's just get this over with. As I'm sure you can tell by my tone, I'm not a big fan of this series. However, I will say that the costume Riddler donned for the first season is a pretty close depiction of my favorite Riddler design. I only wish they had stuck with it instead of what they did in that one episode of season 2 with the whole buff Riddler thing. But I won't go too much into that, because I'm afraid if I do, David's going to come back and start ranting on and on whether he either loves it or hates it. Either way, I'm not willing to take that chance. And now for my favorite Riddler costume. Number 1, the Kieran Dwyer costume. To me, this is without a doubt the most definitive look we've ever gotten for the Baron of Brain Teasers, and I think most fans would agree. I know in my review video on Questions Multiply the Mystery, I said that his artwork was alright. Well, for that story it was, but when he penciled Riddler in the story arc Dark Knight, Dark City, which came out 5 years prior, I think it was done a lot better then. He certainly perfected from the original design and gave Nigma a much needed wardrobe upgrade. I mean, the classic bowler hat and suit jacket covered in multiple question marks just makes for a really good visual design. Not to mention the green and purple color scheme is done very well too. All in all, this design done by Dwyer is, in my opinion, the greatest that's ever been utilized for the character. And now for some honorable mentions. The Arkham City costume, the Brave and the Bold costume, where he also sported two different looks, the Andreas Guinaldo costume, and the Jim Lee costume. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 Riddler costumes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite Riddler costumes are. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Catch y'all later.